From crowded highways to coastal regions and mountain roads, everything can change completely within seconds. A powerful gust of wind, a sudden tremor, or rapidly rising water is sometimes enough to turn a familiar scene into total chaos. Floodwater covering the road in Nandaim reflects how extreme weather can quickly turn familiar routes into dangerous and difficult to control areas. Seawater rushing directly into the courtyard and scattering furniture everywhere reflects the force large waves can generate when they push deep into residential areas. Massive snow flowing down from the Rocky Mountains covered the roadway, reflecting the tremendous force of nature in snowy mountain regions. In Guangdong, a landslide caused 22 structures in an industrial zone to collapse, reflecting the scale of impact geological changes can have on urban infrastructure. The canopy being ripped away from the backyard shows how lightweight structures are directly affected by severe weather conditions.
No, they're not. They're going away from us. Thank God.
The sight of furniture collapsing after a 4.8 magnitude earthquake shows that even moderate tremors can still disrupt everyday life. The trailer tire separating while the vehicle was moving reflects the importance of stability checks on heavy transport vehicles. Which vehicle do you think was more at fault in this situation? In Uttar Pradesh, the Shiva temple slowly disappeared beneath the water, reflecting the constant changes along riverbank terrain over time. The woman losing control and shattering the glass shows how even a small collision can instantly change the situation around it. The situation of crossing directly in front of a bus shows that crowded traffic environments always require awareness from multiple directions at once. Continuous waves of soil and rocks rushing downward formed a powerful flow. A truck trapped within the collapsed roadway in Kongjiang reflects the impact heavy rain can have on areas with unstable ground foundations. The moment the man walked toward his vehicle and was struck by flying debris reflects how strong winds can turn ordinary objects into sudden hazards. During the powerful storm, winds pressure against the rolling door showed how even familiar structures can struggle to remain stable under constantly shifting air pressure. The near collision between the car and pedestrian is a reminder that even a brief moment of distraction can completely change a traffic situation. The vehicle accelerating out of control because of pedal confusion is a reminder that driving inputs directly affect the stability of a vehicle. The moment the wind turbine was dismantled amid thick dust shows that every stage of large-scale engineering requires precise calculations. The storm caused trees to fall near moving vehicles, clearly illustrating how unpredictable weather conditions can become on the road. Lightning striking over the Black Sea in Ukraine shows how the ocean and sky can sometimes combine to create truly powerful moments in nature. The moment lightning struck the tree shows how nature can release an enormous amount of energy in only an instant. This scene shows that flash floods do not need much time to paralyze entire streets, especially when rising water rapidly sweeps vehicles away. In Tennessee and Wisconsin, floodwaters rushed through neighborhoods and carried vehicles away, like lightweight objects reflecting the extreme weather conditions seen more frequently in recent years. The footage shows how a tall sail mast can quickly become a serious hazard when moving near overhead power lines. The tsunami in Indonesia slammed into the shoreline with incredible force, turning a quiet coastal area into a scene of chaos within moments. The footage captured the exact moment a truck sped past, just as a woman stepped away from the bus, highlighting the danger of overtaking without proper visibility. Residents near the scene ran for safety when a 12-story building in China suddenly collapsed, turning the entire street into chaos within seconds. Have you ever felt the shaking of a real earthquake in person? The incident shows how even a problem involving a banner cable can quickly affect a helicopter's stability while in flight.
Ой! Ой, боже мой! Ой! Скорее, пожарных вызывайте!
The situation in Chennai shows how powerful storm winds can directly impact even large vehicles moving on the road. The scene captured the moment a massive crane collapsed during a planned demolition as dust and debris quickly covered the road below. The bridge in Germany disappeared within seconds after the controlled explosion, leaving behind a cloud of dust and heavy vibrations throughout the area. A tire suddenly broke loose and rolled through heavy traffic, showing how mechanical failures can appear without warning while driving. This scene shows how modern demolitions depend heavily on precise engineering calculations and strict surrounding safety control. Do you think vehicle inspections before driving are taken seriously enough today?
Gubaw na guba. Nagbang ang kuan crane. Ang crane ba ang crane? Wala mo nang gawas sa balay? Ang crane.
Massive floodwaters swept away multiple boats, creating a scene that revealed the uncontrollable power of nature along the coast. Footage from inside the shop in Chandler, Arizona shows how traffic accidents can happen so quickly that nearby people barely have time to react.
I'm fine. Are you?
I don't know.
Are you?
Oh my god.
Are you?
I think so.
Okay.
I'll make sure your kiddos okay.
The footage from the store in Chandler shows how sudden urban accidents often unfold faster than normal human reflexes.
Ano? Ako.
This scene shows that nature sometimes needs only moments to cause major damage to homes and surrounding infrastructure. Floodwaters carrying mud and household debris surge through residential areas, creating a scene filled with movement and pressure from the disaster. This scene shows how debris falling from high-rise buildings can suddenly create dangerous situations for pedestrians and vehicles below. The incident shows that removing large trees in residential areas always requires extremely precise planning to avoid damaging nearby structures.
Ёб твою мать, блядь, да куда вы тянули, ёбаный в рот?
This moment shows how manual demolition work can change rapidly once aging structures begin collapsing outside the original expectations. The small aircraft lost direction after leaving the runway at a Texas airport and collided with a vehicle near the outer operational area. Two ships collided while maneuvering slowly inside the harbor, where limited turning space made navigation far more difficult. Massive waves repeatedly slammed into the Coast Guard patrol boat, causing it to pitch violently and nearly leave the water several times. The footage in Illinois shows how snow-clearing trains still play a critical role in keeping railway lines operational during harsh winter conditions. The collision highlights the long braking distance and steady speed of trains, making situations at railroad crossings change extremely fast.
Мы бы отдохнули чуть-чуть бы и нас. И нас, да. Ну, этому тоже достал. Ой, блин. Ой.
Even after falling hard onto the floor, the servers somehow managed to keep the plate of food intact, turning what looked like chaos into a surprisingly impressive moment. Within seconds, rocks poured down from the hillside, one after another, impacting both the passing vehicle and the house across the road during the chaotic scene. The scene in the French Alps left many people stunned as a massive avalanche began crashing down the snowy mountainside. The sudden rock slide threw the entire roadway into chaos as trucks and nearby structures were caught in the flow of debris pouring downhill. At the auto repair shop, storm winds became so intense that a large sign was knocked down, while thick dust and sand quickly covered the entire parking area.
Stand here all day, thunder.
The moment lightning struck, the Empire State Building reflected the natural power that often surrounds towering structures rising above the city skyline.
From the trees.
This scene reflects how quickly traffic accidents can happen in crowded areas where reaction space is often very limited. What part of this incident concerns you the most? This scene shows how even a single mistake involving the accelerator pedal in a crowded area can quickly lead to a chain reaction crash. The incident shows how high-speed vehicles in crowded areas can create dangerous situations within only a few seconds. This scene reflects the importance of securing a vehicle before leaving it as the car rolled faster and faster across the empty parking lot. The monkey on the mountain quickly searched through the man's backpack as if it were already used to checking tourist luggage every day.
चल वीडियो काट
Give me some food, babe.
The deer carrying away the entire bucket of food made the tour feel like a very polite, yet highly determined food robbery. The bear approached the pickup truck just for sunflower seeds, showing that the sense of smell of wild animals can sometimes work better than any map to food. The bear-proof trash bin stood firm against every determined inspection attempt from the persistent wild visitor. The collapse of the house into the sea during the Sudestada storm shows how Argentina's coastline is constantly changing under the pressure of wind and powerful waves.
Sí.
In the southern Alps of New Zealand, the glacier collapse created a scene that felt both quiet and powerful, showing the immense movement of nature.
Oh no. I don't know if I want to go down there.
While cleaning the backyard, the sudden explosion from the gas tank showed how even a small pressure imbalance can trigger an extremely violent reaction. As vehicles moved through the neighborhood, the explosion from the store created a massive fireball, showing how urban incidents can sometimes happen completely without warning. The moment the driver crossed the flooded roadway reflects how quickly urban traffic conditions can change when floodwaters rise.
Out the pipe.
How long do you think it would take to restore a railway line after damage like this?
Non, il y a personne. Si.
Voilà, elle est partie, regarde. Oh là là
Ah ouais, ça part l'autre côté.
Fucking hell! I just got smoked! Look! I wonder if I got us through. That's mental.
The incident shows how accidents on city streets can change the entire situation within seconds, even in areas that seem quiet. This scene shows how high speeds on sharp curves can quickly cause a vehicle to lose stability within moments. This scene reflects the importance of maintaining safe following distance, especially when conditions ahead change too quickly to react. Tremors from the earthquake in the Philippines caused pool water to surge violently and spill over the edges, revealing the movement of the ground below. The scene inside the school in Alaska shows how communities in earthquake-prone areas often respond calmly and instinctively when sudden shaking begins.
Okay, I'm gonna open the doors here, but it doesn't mean I want
Yeah, everybody's okay.
fire drill guys. I want down the local way. We're gonna meet out by the hot trees, okay?
This scene shows how areas near hills and mountains can change rapidly after heavy rain once water begins rushing downhill with force. This scene shows that major floods do not only damage roads and homes, but can completely disrupt daily life across entire communities. The incident reflects how thermal runaway from electric batteries can escalate very quickly, especially when devices are charging inside everyday living spaces. This scene reflects the danger of pressurized containers left for long periods under high temperatures, especially inside enclosed spaces like vehicle trunks. The incident shows how extreme heat inside a parked vehicle can create dangerous pressure inside gas containers, especially during prolonged hot weather. Powerful storm systems carrying hail swept across Oklahoma City, making the entire atmosphere feel completely transformed within moments. The scene in southern Oklahoma showed how golf ball-sized hailstones could rapidly turn outdoor spaces into chaotic and deserted areas. The incident shows how even a brief loss of control can pull both the vehicle and its cargo into a dangerous and unexpected situation. The scene at the intersection reflects how a collision with overhead infrastructure can quickly create a chain of dangerous situations for nearby vehicles. The scene at the construction site reflects the risks involved in heavy lifting operations, where even a small technical issue can rapidly change the situation. The incident shows that suspended ceiling areas sometimes cannot handle additional weight unless they are regularly reinforced and inspected. This scene shows that even solid lakeside structures can appear small against the force of powerful water and freezing storm winds.
Radar shows.
Does this whiteout scene feel more breathtaking or more frightening to you? The controlled avalanche in the Swiss mountains transformed the snow-covered slope into a massive river of snow and ice across the stunning winter landscape. Late snowfall near the Rocky Mountains weighed heavily on tree branches, reflecting the unpredictable nature of weather in the western mountain regions of the United States. The incident inside the gym shows that constantly moving workout equipment always requires a safe surrounding area to avoid unexpected accidents. The peaceful winter scene quickly turned funny when the young man asked for help, getting up only for both of them to slip and fall again on the snowy sidewalk. In the middle of the large plaza, one misstep into the fountain quickly turned an ordinary moment into something both surprising and hilarious. A man slipped hard onto the sidewalk after missing a kick and completely losing his balance, turning a playful moment into an unexpected accident. The moment the train slammed into the back of the truck clearly illustrates how difficult situations near active railway corridors can become. The collision happened only seconds after the driver ran outside, clearly illustrating the massive momentum and limited stopping distance of trains.
I can't explain to you.
The truck becoming stuck on the tracks reflects the critical importance of clearance space and reaction time at railway crossings. The situation on the road shows how a driver's quick reaction plays a major role when sudden obstacles appear ahead. The incident in the parking area shows how spaces near walkways and building entrances always require precise vehicle control from drivers. Swerving to avoid another vehicle caused the cargo truck to tip over, clearly illustrating the intense pressure drivers face in heavy traffic. The supermarket parking lot incident shows how even a small loss of vehicle control can quickly affect multiple surrounding areas. The incident on the street shows how large public transport vehicles always require stable control in environments filled with traffic lanes and pedestrians. The vehicle rolling into the ditch with no one inside shows that stopping and parking procedures always require precision even during familiar situations.
Mas este video va a ser un pingo de plata, man.
No, pero tienes que pasar ese video, güey.
Near Canberra, the frightened deer running through moving traffic clearly illustrates how unpredictable wildlife can become on major roads. The landslide pouring down from the hillside like a flood shows how steep terrain is directly affected by shifts in the ground beneath it. The house being swept away by mud and floodwater reflects the immense force of moving water in landslide-prone areas. A sinkhole appearing directly beneath a material truck's wheels reflects the impact weak foundations can have on heavy vehicles. Storms sweeping across Northern California pushed the Sierra Nevada into a period of intense instability where snow and terrain constantly shifted. The scene of numerous sharks swimming close together offshore reflects the richness and mysterious movement of ocean ecosystems. Light reflecting from the school of fish brought the entire sea to life, where every small movement blended into one smooth shared rhythm. Do you know what species of fish this is? Share your answer with us in the comments. The diver was only blowing bubbles, but the seal turned the moment into a playful underwater interaction. If you could choose one ocean experience, would you rather encounter a whale shark or a pod of dolphins? The major hailstorm in northeast Texas turned the vehicle into the center of a dense barrage of ice, showing the power of convective weather in the region. The beer bottle hitting the ground and exploding the moment it was picked up clearly illustrates the remaining pressure trapped inside carbonated containers. The pig getting its head stuck inside the bucket shows how ordinary farm moments can sometimes turn into completely unexpected scenes. The The truck tire rolling freely through the tunnel shows how even a small mechanical failure can quickly create a highly unpredictable situation in dense traffic. During the trimming process, the massive tree lost balance and collapsed into the parking area, clearly illustrating the difficulty of this type of outdoor work. The moment the dock collapsed after more people stepped onto it shows how waterfront structures constantly face pressure from weight and long-term use. The moment the school of fish changed direction all at once made the entire body of water come alive, reflecting the precise rhythm of the ocean. Beneath the deep water, the school of fish spinning into a giant vortex clearly illustrates the astonishing coordination found in ocean life. The moment the wall collapsed beside the light pole reflects how difficult heavy structures become to control once stability is lost. Massive rocks spilling onto the trails in Zion National Park completely changed the familiar paths once used by visitors.
Yeah, there's people leaping rock.
The moment the hillside collapsed and carried away mud and debris shows how nature can sometimes reshape an entire region within seconds. The helicopter flipping over after touching down clearly illustrates how sensitive aviation maneuvers can become within tight spaces. The aircraft flipping over after touching down reflects how sensitive navigation and control become during the final moments of a flight. The chaotic scene around the Brooklyn Bridge reflects the enormous impact a maritime incident can create in a densely populated area.
What is going on? Oh, what? Holy crap. There's literally people. This is insane.
People standing nearby watched in silence as the house collapsed into the river, creating an almost unbelievable scene in the middle of the neighborhood. In your opinion, which types of steep terrain are most vulnerable to flash floods? The flood and base carried thick, muddy water through residential neighborhoods at high speed, creating an intense scene in the middle of extreme weather.
Well, these storms have arrived.
The flooding in Ruidoso revealed the powerful force of water after heavy rainfall, where even fixed fences were swept away by the rapidly rising current. Typhoon Nul brought massive waves and strong winds to eastern Taiwan, creating an intense scene between the ocean and the coastline. The emergency landing of the historic aircraft in Arizona reflected remarkable piloting skills during a rare in-flight technical failure. The scene in Quebec shows how pilots sometimes must make split-second decisions to find safe landing space during emergencies in the air. A vessel was swept away by floodwaters and collided with 3 nearby boats, reflecting the incredible force of fast-moving water during extreme weather conditions. This scene reflects why railroad crossings always require drivers to wait until signals have completely stopped, even when the tracks ahead appear clear. The moment the bear appeared directly outside the porch reflects how fragile the boundary between wildlife and residential areas can sometimes become. The endless flow of collapsing soil and rocks created a scene that left many people stunned by the overwhelming force of nature. Looking at that powerful current rushing past, would you feel confident staying close to the area? Soil and rocks sliding from the hillside toward nearby homes quickly transformed a once quiet scene into something completely different within moments.
Guba na guba. Nagbang ang crane,
Floodwaters surging through the area in Colorado Springs show that even everyday service vehicles can become powerless against rising water. Snowstorms covering the roads in Arizona show that even desert regions can experience extremely challenging driving conditions during winter. Tremors from the earthquake caused the convenience store to shake violently, reflecting how familiar spaces can suddenly change within seconds. In the middle of a normal workday, the earthquake caused the entire office to shake, illustrating the immense force of tectonic movement. Large hailstones repeatedly falling across Kingfisher reflect the strength of thunderstorm systems forming over Oklahoma. Only seconds after force was applied, the brick wall collapsed, clearly illustrating how fragile, unstable structures can become. This railway incident shows how even a small operational change can quickly affect multiple train cars at once. The moment the boat tilted sharply reflects how even simple movements on board can quickly affect balance on the water.
Oh, little bitch!
What'd you do?
The incident inside the work area reflects how a single imbalanced movement can quickly affect the arrangement of heavy goods. The major storm over Lake Erie in New York shows how enormous lakes can sometimes create wind and waves as powerful as those found in open oceans. Storm Bruno brought huge waves crashing against the coast of Spain, creating a scene that reflected the relentless force of offshore wind and water. The flow of mud and rocks rushing into the valley in Tajikistan reflects the enormous movement of nature across steep mountain terrain. Despite its injured leg, the koala still climbed skillfully like a true gymnast in the middle of nature. Looking back at these moments, what stands out most is not only the power of nature or the unexpected incidents themselves, but also how quickly everything can move beyond normal human reaction. Which moment surprised you the most? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like the video, and subscribe to keep following more unforgettable moments ahead.